Judge Walter Herbert Rice to receive our Outstanding Community Service Award with the class of 2011.
Good evening, everybody. You know, they told me I could speak for about a half hour all about our next recipient, but I think I'm going to shorten it very quickly because I know we all want to probably get home. But I do have to congratulate all the inductees and say that back in 2007, I was lucky enough to be here and to accept an award for my father, Charlie Reeder, who had been in radio and television in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. So indeed, it's an honor to be here tonight. So I do have to say that the next award is given every year to a very special person in the community who has been a true servant and community activist, not just in the position they hold, but truly committed to helping the community to progress, and who has been a real friend of the media for over 25 years. And I think we have a wonderful treasure right here in Montgomery County with the Honorable Walter Herbert Rice.
The Honorable Judge Walter Herbert Rice was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He's a graduate of Northwestern University, receiving a BA degree in 1958. He attended the Columbia University School of Law and received a Juris Doctorate degree in 1962. He also attended the Columbia University Graduate School of Business Administration and received a Master's of Business Administration in 1962. He received an honorary degree Doctor of Laws from the University of Dayton in 1991 and an honorary degree Doctor of Humane Letters from the Wright State University in 2000. Judge Rice began his law career as an assistant county prosecutor for Montgomery County, Ohio in 1964. Judge Rice has been a fixture in the Miami Valley community ever since.
Judge Rice is a great person for a lot of reasons. Of course, you know he's our federal court judge, but more importantly, he's used his leadership skills to in fact help with a lot of different organizations here within the Dayton community. And I think we are extremely privileged to have someone of his caliber, someone of his stature, to in fact be involved with grassroots organizations, making a difference within our community. He brings diplomacy to any situation. His active listening skills, his quiet nature, his wonderful leadership has helped to move this community forward. Judge Rice is the person that will listen, he will analyze, and then he'll let you come to your own conclusion. And generally it's one where we've built consensus. We have a plan of direction, and more importantly, when he's on your team, you know that your plan will be implemented. And so some great things have happened in the Dayton community and the Miami Valley region because of his leadership.
The judge's history is very well known. He left the position of assistant county prosecutor in June of 1966 and became an associate with the law firm Gallen & Miller. But in June of 1969, Judge Rice returned to the Montgomery County Prosecutor's Office as its first assistant prosecuting attorney in charge of the Criminal Prosecution Division. He was elected judge of the Dayton Municipal Court in November 1969 and served in that position until July 1971, when he was appointed judge of the Court of Common Pleas, Montgomery County, Ohio. He was re-elected to that position in 1972 and 1978. On June 4, 1980, Judge Rice was sworn in as judge of the U.S. District Court of the Southern District of Ohio at Dayton, after having been appointed to that position by then-President Jimmy Carter. On October 13, 1996, Judge Rice became Chief Judge of the United States District Court for the Southern District of Ohio. By that time, he had already made his imprint on the Miami Valley. Got an issue? Call Judge Rice. Need to resolve a community problem? Call Judge Rice.
I think Walter's picture ought to be on the Wheaties package. I don't know what Walter, the Breakfast of Champions, eats for breakfast, but I do know that if his picture were on the Wheaties package, it ought to be with his Pittsburgh Pirates hat and the uniform of the Dayton Dragons, because he believes in those teams so much. I want to talk about those championship things because they're key to what we're talking about this evening. The judge has great skills to ask the right questions at the right time. I've seen multiple groups come before him, ask questions, and along with asking the right questions, he's a very intense listener. And I think all of us could use him as a model for being intense listeners. I think the second champion and third championship role probably fall into what I call the conscience of the community. Walter's pretty modest about this, but as I think of this community, there have been major challenges in race issues, in peace issues, in how families work together, and in all kinds of responsibilities. Walter Rice has been involved in helping those groups do what they have to do to improve this community. Add to that the Peace Museum, the work for Martin Luther King, kinds of opportunities, Barbara Jordan, and the list goes on and on.
As proof of this, Judge Rice has numerous honors from organizations near and far, and he is still serving the community.
I want to end by suggesting that the Broadcasters Hall of Fame Award is really appropriate for Judge Walter Rice. It's appropriate because most of the people in this room have responsibility for taking information, giving information, receiving information, and helping people to make decisions that make this a better community. And as Thomas Jefferson said, that's really what a democracy is all about. Judge Walter Rice has been very much involved in that. So I say, Judge Rice, truly a champion of the community and a candidate for Breakfast of Champions publicity.
Judge Rice has been a tremendous friend to the media, and it is for these reasons the Dayton Area Broadcasters Hall of Fame is pleased to select Judge Walter Herbert Rice to receive our Outstanding Community Service Award with the class of 2011.
You will never know how honored I am and how impossible it is for me to articulate my pride at being in this program with tonight's honorees, Alice Lucas, so many others, the pom-pom queen of the university, and all of the past honorees. The people in this booklet, with the exception of the present speaker, have contributed to the ambience of this community for a half century by informing us, by entertaining us, and by contributing to the health and welfare of this community in ways too countless to mention. I am humbled and I am honored to be introduced by my friend and neighbor, Commissioner Judy Dodge, and by Dr. David Conus, the man I would most like to be when I finally grow up. To be introduced by Bootsy Neal, one of my true sheroes, simply adds to the pride that I feel. I cannot sit down without thanking my wife, whose love and patience and understanding both encouraged and allowed me to get out and among the community. My two children of the four we have who are here tonight, Michael, who I'm proud to say, and I hope you'll forgive my bragging, is superintendent of schools in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and is starting his 6th year. My daughter Courtney, who drove in from Allegheny College, where she's a senior, some 300 miles away, left at 2 o'clock this afternoon, arrived at about 6. My God, how fast were you driving? But that's not all. I have a double bonus. Not only did I marry a wonderful woman, but I married into a wonderful family. Brothers-in-law, sister-in-law, nephews. You'll hear no brother-in-law jokes from me. I hardly know what else to say, but that will not prevent my taking the next 45 minutes. I feel so awkward and uncomfortable among you because, you see, we have so very little in common. I am a thorn among a multitude of roses. You all are roses. You bring joy and good cheer to the community. You put smiles on the faces of the multitudes. I am a thorn. I am a thorn compelled by the demands of my day job to create dissension, depression, unhappiness, catastrophe, and chaos in the lives of at least 50% of the people with which I deal. Lately, I notice, as I get older, that I am making not 50% of the people miserable, but 100% of the people. You can't please anyone, and just 2 weeks ago I hit a rare judicial trifecta. I outraged the plaintiff, the defendant, my court reporter, and bailiff, all in one. So I truly am a thorn, and I am honored to be among the roses in this room. But you know, on reflection, I've got about 20 more minutes. On reflection, we do have something in common, you and I. We share a love for the greater Dayton community. We share a firm belief and a pride in our past. We are united in the struggles of the future and determined, you and I and all of us in this room, to make our future more glorious than was our past. On that we can agree. And let's work to achieve that. I promise you that the only way I can truly thank you for this award, other than finally sitting down, is to spend every day left to me, and by the look of some of those pictures and that film, we're in the home stretch. But I pledge with every breath left in me to join you in the work to make this community not only meet its potential, but to exceed it as well. Because together, we believe in this community and the people of this community. Thank you so very, very much.